Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains. Freedom, morality, and the human dignity of the individual consists precisely in this: that he does good not because he is forced to do so, but because he freely conceives it, wants it, and loves it. The first person who, having enclosed a piece of ground, bethought himself of saying, "This is mine," and found people simple enough to believe him, was the true founder of civil society. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The greatest happiness is to transform one's feelings into action. The social pact, far from destroying natural equality, substitutes, on the contrary, a moral and lawful equality for whatever physical inequality that nature may have imposed on mankind, so that however unequal in strength and intelligence, men become equal by covenant and by right. The person who has lived the most is not the one with the most years, but the one with the richest experiences. The first step towards politics is to be in a state of war, and to be prepared at all times to defend oneself against the aggressions of others. The body of the people, if it is to be called a body at all, is but a monster, in which the head would be the most useless and weakest part. The person who has nothing to hide, hides nothing, and the person who has nothing to fear, fears nothing. The more equality there is established among men, the more virtue and happiness will reign in society. The strongest is never strong enough to be always the master, unless he transforms strength into right and obedience into duty. Man is the only animal who causes pain to others with no other object than wanting to do so. The true foundation of republican government is the equal right of every citizen in his person and property and in their management. The most sacred right of all, the right to life, is not respected when the weakest members of society, the unborn, are killed. Money, which represents the possibility of everything, is the visible deity before whom the whole world falls down. The essential condition for the preservation of freedom is the strict separation of powers. The whole of the education of women should be relative to men, to please them, to be useful to them, to make themselves loved and honored by them, to educate them when young, to care for them when grown, to counsel them, to make life agreeable and sweet to them. These are the duties of women at all times, and what they should be taught from their infancy. The first man who, having fenced in a piece of land, said, "This is mine," and found people naive enough to believe him, that man was the true founder of civil society. Nature never deceives us. It is always we who deceive ourselves.